Hi, my name's Edward DeMarco. I'm on a recorded line just because I'm having trouble figuring out what to do, and I'm an adult with autism. I have had some very unusual problems with the complaint process at the Ventura County Sheriff's Department. And I just want to talk to someone there about one particular issue. That is, they denied me a copy of my complaint repeatedly.
But are you the defendant?
Well, I'm the complainant, so I was filing a complaint against the officers. I've never been arrested or anything like that. I was filing a complaint.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, but we don't oversee the Sheriff's Department or Police Department. You have a complaint against the officer. You need to complain with their internal affairs.
Right. That's what I did. But the law and the internal affairs director said I was entitled to a copy of my complaint, which is California Penal Code. I think it's 832.7, and then but when the email came, I didn't get a copy, and then I wrote several demands for it, and they completed the investigation on the complaint, but never provided me a copy of the complaint I had submitted. And
let me transfer you to an investigation.
Sure.
Investigator Schumark.
Hi, Mr. Schumark. My name's Edward DeMarco. I'm a dependent adult with high-functioning autism, and I'm on a recorded line as I try to figure out kind of what's going on. But sir, what I'm calling you about is I had concerns about the treatment I received from the Ventura Sheriff's Department, and so I filed one complaint and then a follow-up complaint. What I'm calling you about is my big concern is that the Internal Affairs Department confirmed I am entitled to a copy of my complaint, and they promised me on a recorded line that I would get it, but I never got it. I just got a what do you call it? The 30-day preliminary position, and it was the one with where my complaint was found to be accurate, but it didn't warrant punishment or discipline, rather.
Okay.
And I'm just wondering, sir, am I mistaken? Aren't I entitled to a copy of the complaint I filed?
To be honest with you, I don't know. That would be through the Sheriff's Department.
Well, they told me I was, but then when they made arrangements saying they were going to email to me a specific time and so forth, but they... Yeah.
Have you tried to contact them again to see if you can get it again?
After being promised several times over the phone, and then when instead of the email, what they gave me was a quote summary of my complaint. I noted a number of discrepancies or inaccuracies in it, like a tiny little,
Okay.
And I wrote that I, quote-unquote, demanded a copy of my complaint. I got a response that did not address it. Or I said, in lieu of that, I was demanding to know why I wasn't receiving it after being promised, and California Penal Code 832.7 says I'm entitled to it. And so... and so I've made three written demands.
I'm going to stop you right here, sir. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop you because there's nothing that I can do about this.
Okay.
You need to contact the Sheriff's Department, and if it's not being handled through the people that you've contacted, ask to speak to somebody else, whether it be a different shift commander or a...
Oh, well, it invited me to contact the captain of IA, on the notice of of the preliminary finding.
Judgment.
Yeah, but like I said, it's such bizarre behavior that I was promised. They told me I was correct, and so I guess I was thinking calling the California Attorney General, but
well, they're not going to do anything. You need to contact the captain, like it indicated, and try and go that route again, because there's nothing that we can do here. That's an internal issue with that agency, and you're going to have to speak to them again to find out exactly what you're allowed to get and what you're not. And if you have proof that you're allowed to get something different, then make that aware.
I did. I quoted them the laws, and they acknowledged that I was entitled to it. But then they won't provide it. IA won't provide it.
Then contact somebody other than IA. Keep contacting somebody other than IA and with the department. You can go all the way up the chain to the sheriff. Contact the sheriff.
Right.
If you want.
Right. Yeah. Right. I guess so. But if the department is just takes a stand where they're just denying my right to the complaint, and if they're denying a legal right under California law, that wouldn't fall under your jurisdiction at all?
Not necessarily, because what are we going to do? You can take them to court.
Well, no, yeah,
not a criminal issue.
Yeah, I'm insolvent. Yeah, well, so okay, thank you. That's helpful information. So the penal code is a mixture of criminal and civil matters, right? Or is it all?
Yeah, it can be a mixture of criminal and civil, but there's some actions that would be dedicated towards a civil court injunction or junction versus a criminal act. So yeah, it does have both, but again, my recommendation would be to contact the persons identified in that thing and seek a request and request a written declaration of why they're not.
I've done that 3 times. They won't respond.
Okay, well, I don't know what to tell you, sir.
Well, at what point, I guess would my only other recourse the DOJ?
You can try the department. You can try it, but what I'm telling you is, there's nothing that our office is going to be able to help you with, to my knowledge, of any of that. That's going to be an agency and a department issue that you need to clarify with them. And again, like I said, if you're not getting information from the people you're speaking with, ask to speak to somebody different, whether it be another captain or an undersheriff or a chief or whatever.
Sure. I'll give that a try, but when the with the fundamentals of my understanding of the law, that there are recourse for when the sheriff is not governing themselves per their policy and California Penal Code, in which
you may know more about that than I do, because I can't tell you where you would go beyond that.
Oh,
okay. To be honest with you.
Okay, and can I ask you a quick question? You guys have a cyber. I see. It seems to be a pretty impressive cyber crimes investigation unit, and established 2000 in the year 2000. And I read the California laws, funding, and so forth. And the Sheriff's Department, including their public relations or public information officer, Captain Bouchel, one of the people on my complaint, claims that they don't have access to some pretty basic technology that I'm confident you're if they don't, that you do. And Adult Protective was here yesterday. My parents had called them in, and they mentioned that they might be able to. But I essentially, are you at all up on computer crimes, like the technical?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Would there be just to troubleshoot? I am not sure. The sheriff's department clearly didn't know. Is there any way for me to talk with an investigator? Because I know this stuff pretty well, and I just can't find anyone that understands what I'm reporting because they don't have the technical background. Would it be possible for me to talk to someone from your computer and technology crimes division, an investigator?
To talk to him about what?
About a issue regarding the presence of a rogue access point. That would be unauthorized hardware used to conduct wireless attacks. Very easy to detect, especially for your staff. But the sheriff's department never mentioned.
But what is it that you want to talk to him about for? Are you reporting a crime?
Yes, sir.
To you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, you can report that to the sheriff's department and request it be forwarded to the.
Okay.
But I don't have anybody that I can have you talk to actually.
Yeah, I mean,
a crime report.
Well, I'd be interested in just talking to someone about, hey, that knows the tech, because then I can just geek out real quick and say, is there anything you think is this worth pursuing? Is this anything that if I really engage the sheriff's department and Adult Protective and everything, is this something you guys are able to intervene with or have the capability to? And just get some public information?
That I don't know. I can forward your name to them, but I can't give you their number.
That's fine. That'd be fine. Yeah, sure.
What's your name again, sir?
My name's Edward DeMarco. DIMARCO. So Edward DeMarco.
Okay.
And
what's a good phone number for you?
727-492.
Okay.
3645.
Okay.
And essentially.
Where's the 727 area code?
Well, it's a Florida number, but I've established California residency a couple of years ago. I'm from Florida, and I'm just see the issue is I'm the victim of abuse, isolation, and neglect per California code. But they use mainly hacking and stuff like that to do it. So, but I know not to report a computer crime because good luck with that. So I'm trying to report a civil rights crime, but I can't find anyone in that department that knows basic technology. And so, yeah, I was just wondering, if I could get there.
I'll see what I can do.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do, and I'll forward your information to them and see if they can contact you.
Okay, wonderful. And just a heads up, I gave the sheriff's notice the same courtesy. Your public policy manual says it's up to date since the year 2013. On about the 5th page, just for your information. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, Edward.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.